What do you call a masturbating cow? Beef stroganoff.
Padded Room Radio coming fast at your bitch ass. My name is Darian. I am back for another week of horror, nonsense, bullshit, and a complete and utter time suck of your energy and strength and attention, I hope. I hope I'm getting your attention. My main man, Jason Harrell, is here.
Hey, y'all.
He made it.
I did.
Southern accent and all. Look at him. He's even tuned it up a little bit this week, I feel like.
Well, you told me my mic was sucking, so.
Well, I wasn't talking
as opposed to sucking a mic.
I was going to say, I was talking about your friend, Mike.
Oh, okay.
What's up with you, man?
Oh, enjoying the life of a retiree.
Retiree!
That pretty much consists of sitting around getting fat and doing nothing.
So, you got to be careful, bro.
Yeah?
I noticed that a lot of old guys of your age, I was going to say old guys.
Which is merely a few years older than you.
Still, older being the operative term. It's sort of they live a full life, they work a good job, they retire, dead within a year.
Well, luckily for me, I worked a bad job. So I should have something coming.
We got to get you a hobby besides coming over here.
I got hobbies.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm good. Chronic masturbation.
Well, I mean, that's cardio, so that's good for you.
Yeah. This one arm's getting huge.
You got a huge arm right there. That wrist is
and the
ridiculous.
things I'm doing with my feet are just amazing.
Wow. I think I want to see that.
I bet you do.
We also got Buddy.
Hey.
What's up, Buddy?
Oh, man. Well, I had last week off for that Hot August night, so it was a lot of fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you get down there and check out the cars and all that? Very cool.
Yeah. Was it hot?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Was it August?
It was.
It was.
Did you go at night? Because if you didn't do all three of those
He's ticking all the boxes.
Then you didn't do it.
Yeah. Favorite part's watching the cruise at night down in Victoria Avenue, you know.
Yeah, right on.
Didn't see the car that I liked, but, I mean, there's a lot of...
Were you looking for like a dream car down there?
Yep.
What is it?
33 Ford Coupe.
Okay,
nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. I saw 32s and
That's
34s.
right around the ZZ Top era, right?
Yeah, totally. Right on, man. You didn't none of those?
Nope, 32 and 34. That was the closest I could get.
Well,
right
shit.
around it.
You bracketed it.
Yeah.
You just couldn't zero in on the target,
right?
Man. Did you go to the GSR or any of those places?
Yeah, I went to GSR, Peppermill, Atlantis, Nugget. I went through them all.
You go downtown or no? Mm-hmm. You still couldn't find one?
Nope.
Well, fucking fuck.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about living out here where we're at, oblivious to the fact that all that chaos was going on.
We get to dodge
no
90%.
traffic.
None.
Yep, nothing.
Yeah. I went to
freeway was great.
Was it? Yeah, no. I went to I took the kids to Wild Island on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Not that bad.
Right.
Not that bad. We got on all the slides. We the lines weren't too bad. Did okay. Mm-hmm. Hot as balls out there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But still had a pretty good time. I got you get in the wave pool, or as I like to call it, kid piss. And I got a good sheet of kid piss on me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Got to pay a lot of money in Thailand for that.
It's true. It's true.
Keep your mouth closed when you're in there.
Oh, you don't want that, buddy.
No.
You don't want it. You're looking at dysentery in a wave pool form.
That's how you get pink eye.
Probably.
That's how you get pink
eye. All right, you maniacs. We got a regular horror show to get into here, dudes. Got a horror news, listener mail, all kinds of fun stuff going on. Are you guys prepared for some horror news?
You bet. You bet.
Horror news.
J-Bo, what do you got?
Well, in local news that'll keep your wallet screaming, the Spirit Halloween has opened up in Reno.
Wow.
It's already open?
Yes.
Oh, fuck me.
Sarah was just over there. So
okay.
She brought that breaking news to you.
All right.
Sparks location opens next week, supposedly.
Okay.
Wow.
I know where I'm going on my lunch break tomorrow.
Damn.
A movie I've been dying to see at the theater that it had a theatrical release date, Cobweb, but for whatever reason, very limited showing, like Hollywood and areas like that. Very limited release.
Real cities.
But it is going to get a Blu-ray release September 13th.
Very cool.
So I've already pre-ordered it.
All right.
Saddest news, William Friedkin has died.
Yes, he has.
Director of The Exorcist.
And The French Connection.
And The French Connection, which has been edited for racial slurs.
Oh,
all
wow.
of the digital streaming, they edited out of all movies and all sentences. Like they just edited out this. I think it's 6 total seconds of video.
Really?
They edited out from The French Connection.
Oh, wow.
So there's your French Connection news.
Okay.
This is kind of news, but I'm more curious to see if you guys even knew this was a thing. So Kino Lorber just released a 4K release of Needful Things.
Okay.
It comes with something I didn't even know existed, a 3-hour television version. Virgin.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Comes with a virgin.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Hey-o.
Yeah, I never knew that there was a much. It's like 70 or 75 minutes longer for the television version.
Okay.
So
I was not aware.
well, there you go.
Okay.
It's a 191-minute cut.
Holy shit. Okay.
It at some point had gotten leaked out to the internet, so you could probably find it for free. But if you pick it up in this Kino Lorber release, it comes with that 3-hour version.
I might have to grab that one.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Because I've actually always liked the movie.
Sure.
And I'll take another hour plus. Why not?
I always felt like Needful Thing. Did you ever? Well, no, you didn't.
No. Absolutely not.
No, you did not. Absolutely not. I always felt like Needful Things was Stephen King's attempt at comedy. And the book is actually very funny because, like, well, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but like the rival church groups and the big gang fight in the middle of the town, it's ridiculous. But it's
I could see how that kind of translated to the movie.
sure. And really, anything with Max von Sydow,
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to jump on.
Sure.
Except for Judge Dredd. That movie sucked a bag of dicks.
Oh, yeah.
The Sylvester Stallone Judge
Yes.
Dredd. The new one's pretty well.
Dredd's great.
Dredd, yeah, with Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, that's a whole other podcast right there.
Well, that's
fellas.
all I got.
Buddy,
All right, you know that movie Talk to Me?
I do.
Yes.
So, it was started as a production budget of $4.5 million, which they made back in the first day.
Okay.
Racked up at $26 million worldwide.
Alrighty.
So, because of that, they're making a part 2.
I heard.
I saw
Yes.
A24 tease that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to get A24'd again.
I'm telling you, this one is very light on the A24.
Yeah, I've still got some bleeding from the last
Yeah?
A24, and I think I need to get that looked at.
That's all I got. What do you got?
So you saw Talk to Me.
Yep.
Happy or not?
Yeah, we liked it.
Okay.
We liked it a lot.
I've got some more Talk to Me news.
Okay.
Talk to Me prequel is just wrapped filming.
Interesting. Now, that's a movie they could absolutely do a prequel to.
So from what I haven't seen it yet, but from what I understand, there's an opening sequence that is it's noteworthy.
Yeah.
It's based on that.
Cool.
So that's already
No,
done.
that's actually awesome.
That's already in the can.
A lot of times it's kind of tough to squeeze in a prequel, but this absolutely you could pull off a prequel.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Hopefully we'll get that pretty soon. Have you guys ever seen a movie? I know you have. Don't fucking lie to me. Called Clue.
Yes.
Oh,
course.
No.
No!
I'm just kidding.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
A Clue documentary is presently streaming on Screenbox.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well, it'll never be seen.
It
then.
will never be seen by me, unfortunately. Maybe if it gets like if it came out like on a DVD or a Blu-ray, I might pick it up. I love that movie, man.
Oh, yeah, it's
I've
great.
seen the shit out of that movie. It's like my top 5 when I was a kid.
Surprised I haven't remade that one.
Well, there was at one point talks, and I believe we were going to have The Rock involved.
no.
Because he has to be involved in everything.
Probably Jack Black, too.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I would
The
go
Rock
for
is Professor Plum, I assume.
No. I don't know.
The butler.
Yeah, probably Wadsworth, but I can't say for sure. Roxworth.
Colonel Dijon Mustard.
Now you shut your goddamn mouth. And I'm into it. So you guys have seen it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you
which
get?
ending?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you see the one where it has all three endings and you just kind of?
Yeah, it's like it's like I can't remember if it was before the credits or after. Like they had the movie, and then right afterwards they show like all three different clips.
So yeah, but it would say like, okay, so in the first one, I think Mr. Green did it. And then it says, okay, that might have happened, but what about this?
Right.
And then it rolls into, like, Professor Plum. And in the end, it's like the one that they kind of went with was the one where everybody there killed somebody else because, Yvette died, and then Mr. Body died, and then the singing telegram guy died. So there's plenty of dead bodies around. And then the cop shows up, and he gets killed. Anyway, enough about that. Dead by Daylight. My friends,
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready for another?
You know we are.
Are you ready for another downloadable content
Oh,
situation?
who is it this time?
Man, this is as good as Funko News.
I know, right?
It's time for a Dead by Daylight minutes, motherfuckers. The Xenomorph is the
Wow.
next killer.
Oh, I thought it was already in there.
No.
Okay, nice.
The Xenomorph was in Mortal Kombat 10.
Oh, okay.
Along with the Predator, Leatherface, and Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
New killer, Xenomorph. New survivor, Ripley.
Oh, very nice.
I like to think there's going to be a Nostromo map pack. That would be pretty dope.
That would be pretty cool.
Or an LV-426, but that's really
I
just a
wish
big
the survivor could be the cat.
That makes sense. That makes sense. What was the cat's name?
I can't remember.
It wasn't Newt.
No,
was
Newt
a
was a girl.
God damn it.
It's kind of driving me nuts. I can't
It'll
remember.
come to me at like 2:30 in the morning.
I know PlayStation had that game called Stray, where it's like a cyberpunk cat
Yeah, you're just a cat.
adventure.
Yeah, trying to find...
They could easily pull it off
Sure.
in Dead by Daylight.
Sure.
I don't know how it's going to start those generators, but
You know what? Just find some vittles. That's what it is. That's all you got to do. Sleepaway Camp soundtrack is getting a vinyl release.
Jones.
Jones was the name?
Jones, also called Jonesy.
Okay.
Jonesy sounds right.
Yeah.
That's
Right
still
on.
kind of disappointing.
I know. I like Mr. Mittens.
Oh,
or
nice.
something like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Bone Jangles or something. I don't know. Jones, that's kind of lame. What else we got here? It looks like Sleepaway Camp is getting a soundtrack vinyl release for its 40th
Are
anniversary.
you about to get into the vinyl
I'm
world?
not doing it, man. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm not buying any fucking records.
I tell you what I do appreciate. Trick or Treat Studios is releasing lots of horror soundtracks on cassettes. Being an old school media guy, I really dig that.
Do you have a cassette player?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Copious amounts of cassette players.
I do miss the plastic
Yeah.
the
little
cassette
little
case.
shell.
Yeah, the little whatever you
With
just,
the
Walkman?
insert.
yeah, you pop it out, you put it
Walkman?
it's like what do you call that? It's not a
the
clamshell.
case. The little
Yeah.
just cassette case.
You know? And then you popped it open the first time it had that smell to it.
And then you'd break it within
Of
a
course.
day.
You got to get a number 2 pencil and try to fix it. That fucks it all up.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the cassettes more than the vinyls.
I'm into that.
Although the vinyls do have a lot more frameable artwork.
They do, and the artwork is what it is. But like the cassettes, man, like the stackable. Remember the cases that you get for the cassettes? Those are pretty dope, and they don't take up the space, the square footage that a vinyl disc would.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like if you want to be a vinyl collector, you're floor to ceiling shelves,
Yeah.
all the way around the room.
You got to put them on the wall.
Yeah, and then you can't. It's like recycled records. When you go, and I know you guys don't, but if you did go in there look for, you got to go through one at a time. What is this? What is this? What is this?
Yep.
You're looking for cassettes. You just scroll down.
Yep.
You're ready. Mm-hmm. All right, enough about that. That's all I got on the horror news, you fuckers. Let's do some listener mail, shall
Let's
we?
do.
Listener mail.
Yes, sir, or ma'am, whatever you identify as. We got some emails, voicemails, all kinds of fun stuff going on. Let's start things off down in Southern California. Here comes Tony. Subject line, Darian is a turd. As usual.
Always with the accurate
As usual.
assessment.
This could be from 5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't know.
Thanks for telling it how it is, Tony.
Okay, Tony, we get it. We get it, buddy. Greetings, padded room. I wrote an email last week, but as I was finishing it, the power went out at work. By the time,
no.
Yeah, by the time I got home, I didn't care anymore to finish it. I get that. And how much did you get paid for that email there, Tony, since you're at work? For Tom Hardy, he was talking about songs Rob Zombie should cover. I put together a playlist of songs that he has released between White Zombie and being solo. Personally, I am torn between the Commodore's Brick House and Grand Funk Railroad's American Band. I think I go with American Band on that one. I mean, they're both 70s funk kind of a thing. You got to really be in the mood for that sort of thing. Last week, Meat Hook was favorite weapons. Number 3, the Dodge Charger from Death Proof. That was a good one.
Such a good movie.
Stuntman Mike was a cock, but his car was cool. Number 2, the Boomstick from Evil Dead. Not that pussy little 20 gauge from the first movie, where we were talking about the 12 gauge sawed-off shotgun Ash uses. Yeah, the chainsaw is probably more popular, but the Boomstick is way better. Number 1, bear traps. The reverse bear trap is cool, but really complex. Just need a simple, rusty bear trap to really fuck up somebody's day. You can throw it like the Bruckner's bear trap in Cabin in the Woods. Or just place it with some burning poop, like in Tales from Halloween. Well said. Well done there, Tony. Honorable mention goes to the Predator's net gun and that girl's vagina and teeth. I mean, I guess you could use that is kind of a weapon, I suppose, yeah. This week's true crime, I really struggled to come up with 3 movies that were based on true crime that weren't about serial killers. Number 3, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. The remake, never saw the original. Where they are watching the original that was based on a true event.
The remake is far superior than the original.
I have to agree. I will never get past that ridiculous fucking trombone thing. That is the dumbest shit I ever saw.
I thought that was like the best part out of the movie. It's because it's a pretty boring movie.
Really?
Well, it's a pretty boring, like the original, especially.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the trombone in the original.
Yeah,
the trombone
it's
thing.
a pretty boring movie.
The dumbest shit about that is the way he's actually trying to blow into the trombone through the sack face mask. As he's stabbing the kid with the trombone slide.
I wasn't studying like the proper use of trombone.
I mean, I'm not a tromboner.
You're more of a meat whistle guy.
That's
I get
me.
it.
If you had like a skin violin, I'll play the fuck out of that. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Based on true event. Number 2, Monster. Not a horror movie, more of a crime drama. But that is about as close as we are going to get. Number 1, From Dusk Till Dawn. Totally 100% based on true events.
It's got to be.
I heard that. It was actually based on true events. For educating you, sir, our excision. It's true. And God damn it, what a fucked up person that main girl is. Tracy Lords does a decent job of being an annoying bitch mom. For this week's movie, The Jacket isn't a horror movie, and it really isn't that good. It's really slow, there isn't any tension or excitement in the movie. I felt like a watered-down version of Jacob's Ladder. Terradome, last week you talked about the witch from Hagazusa. You almost sold me until I watched the movie this week. Man, that ain't no witch. She is just the town weirdo. She finally gets fucked with enough until she pisses in the town stream. Annie Wilkes will break that skinny bitch in half, give Annie the win. The end of Hagazusa is really fucked up. Have you guys seen Hagazusa? Oh, the ending. All I can say is she eating what I think she's eating? Yes, she is eating.
Turd sandwich.
That's more acceptable than what she's actually eating. So there's that for you. Besides Hagazusa and Excision, I also watched the entire first season of Twisted Metal. I did too!
Nice.
I would say that up to the last episode, it didn't feel like the Twisted Metal games. There are elements of the franchise. If you played the games enough, then you will recognize cars and names, but there was no real car combat. The last episode gives us some car combat, and that last scene sets up Season 2 nicely. I'm excited for Season 2. Just hope they make one. Oh no, a mountain lion. Tony. Watch out for those mountain lions, Tone. Shit. Right on, dudes. I'll get more into Twisted Metal when we get to what are you looking at? Exactly right, man. It's not that bad, but I'll digress. Tony came in again. Subject line: Darian is a turd too.
Whoa!
Oh.
Turd 2 or turd number 2?
I hope we've got some kind of photo edit.
Oh, we do, and I'm not the. I'm not the only one in this one, sir.
Are you a turd sandwich?
No.
His buddy present.
We are beating up.
Oh my goodness!
Beating each other off.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious.
Hey, buddy really lost some height.
Look at that.
How did I get shorter than you?
I know.
Damn.
I would also like it noted that you're reaching much farther than I am in that one. I'm just kind of down here, and you're like,
Buddy, you're shorter because you really had to crouch down to reach.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's got to be
penis.
it. That's hilarious.
How dare you, Tony? Oh, good times. I think that just became my desktop background. Right on, Tone. Thanks for writing in. And thanks for the wonderful Photoshop job on
Yes,
that one.
thank you. That's
Improving
hilarious.
every time.
Absolutely. We got some voicemails to get to here, gentlemen.
All right.
Tell you what, gentlemen, this one actually came in the middle of last week's show. Let's run it through anyway. It's our main man in Southern California. Tom Hardy's in the house.
Hey.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. That'd be easier for you if it was a sucking kind of motion instead of an
Listen,
exhale.
I don't need any fucking lessons from you, sir.
Hey yo,
Hey-yo.
Padded room. I know I'm getting in late, but god damn it, I'm not getting kicked out of the educating. I
Okay.
think I got you. It's head of the family. Man, I got too much shit going on.
You got it.
Hope all is well. Love y'all like family. Bye now.
Smooches.
All right. Love you too, Tom Hardy. You did it, man. Yeah? Say something. No. Yo, no.
Oh,
hey,
there it goes.
Hey, no.
That's weird. I don't remember
No,
turning
yo.
it off.
Good catch, Jay. Here comes from our main man in Alabama. Alan's in the house.
Alan.
Padded room, what's up?
What's up,
Hope
Alan?
Everybody's doing good. Let's see, Pterodome being the Bone Woman. Meat Hook, true crime horror movies. Number one, I'm gonna go with crap, I just thought about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with The Girl Next Door.
Ooh.
Number two, I'm gonna go with The Sacrament, it's based on
Sure.
Jim Jones.
Clearly.
And number three, I'll go Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, it's loosely based on Ed Gein.
Very true.
If y'all haven't watched it, check out Twisted Metal. I friggin' love that show. I've done all 10 episodes. Other than that, I haven't watched much horror. Watched SummerSlam. That was a disappointment. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.
Beautiful.
See you.
Thanks for calling in, Alan.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, he said The Bone Woman. That was that movie we watched previously, but it had a similar name to the chick that's in the Pterodome this time.
Hagazusa?
Sure.
Albrin.
I don't know.
Halder.
Whatever.
Haldra.
Sure.
Okay. Alan,
Hell Hydra.
Okay, let's do that. Alan, I'm going to put you down for the Bone Woman. I'm actually going to put you down for Albrin because I think that makes more sense than Annie Wilkes, right?
Yeah, what was that movie we just watched? It was something, The Bone Woman.
Oh, it was Spanish.
Yeah.
And it was kind of hot. I forget. It was like Viragosa.
Sure.
Or some
All right.
something of that nature. So let's do that. Right on. Thank you very much.
Sarah or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Right on. Your Terradome's votes are locked. Gentlemen, do you have anything for Tom Hardy, Alan, or Tony? The turn?
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, thanks everybody for
And
calling
thanks
right
for
in.
the artwork, Tony.
Yes.
I love that about you. Let's get into a movie, you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Is all right?
Are harm stunts. What are these?
Those are dog tags in case they get lost.
Can I have them?
Yeah, you can have them. Jump on in. You ever been to jail?
He has retrograde amnesia.
There was someone else I don't remember.
Jack Starks, I sentence you to be committed to an institution for the criminally insane, where I hope the doctors and proper treatment can help you.
I don't belong here. Neither of us can do anything about that now.
You left me in there.
You're suffering from delusions.
Don't act like I don't know what's real.
Guess where we need to go?
What am I gonna do with you? I know this sounds crazy. What year is this?
2007.
What? I've seen a time that's not this time. And I'm only able to see it when I'm in there. I met you on the side of the road. I couldn't have known that from a pair of dog tags you had lying around. I'm Jack Starks.
Jack Starks is dead. His body was found New Year's Day, 1993.
It's December 26th, Jack.
1992.
That's right.
I have to find out how I died. I gotta get back in there.
There's a doctor, Becker. He was using some kind of behavior modification on his patients.
Jack, can you hear me?
What's the matter, Doc? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, boy. It's The Jacket from 2005. Got 7.1 stars on IMDb. Directed by John Mabry. Written by Tom Bleecker. Stars Adrian Brody, Keira Knightley, and Daniel Craig. We have like an ensemble cast here.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we
Which
do.
includes Mackenzie Phillips.
Oh, damn. Was she in there?
She was. I'm gonna drop some Mackenzie Phillips knowledge here in a minute. It's gonna blow your
Please,
fucking
let it have all
minds.
kinds of rape stories in
Oh,
it.
It does have some pseudo consensual
Yeah,
rape
some-
stories.
yeah, very pseudo.
I'm glad Jason knows what I'm talking about. This one is I got a kill count of kind of 2, 1.5,
1.5.
sort of, kind of a thing on this one. This is part of Buddy's time loopy mindbender month here in the padded room, and this one fits nicely into it. Much more, I would say, than The Devil's Pass. I would say, and it's a better movie all the way around.
Yeah.
Anything with Keira Knightley naked in it.
But I would say that The Devil's Pass is more of a horror movie than this one.
I would agree. I would agree with that. We start off in Iraq, 1991, during the first Gulf War, whatever you want to call it. We catch up with a young Adrian Brody, who will later come to know as Jack Starks. He is part of a combat op, and he gets out, and he's like, hey, there's a bunch of kids over there, and then one of them shoots him in the head. And then he goes down, and he comes to in a field hospital where he's got severe head trauma, obviously, goes to a VA, ends up basically getting discharged with amnesia, severe schizophrenia, like just a cornucopia of different mental disorders brought on by this head trauma. Okay, very cool. From there, he's basically just gets discharged and is walking home in Vermont 1 year later. Vermont!
Bit of a Rambo vibe.
I'm sure to start with, yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to him like shooting an explosive tip bow and arrow,
taking on an entire town sheriff's department.
Of course, kicking the shit out of Brian Dennehy as he's supposed to. Instead, he finds a truck that went off the road, so he stops to help. There's a little girl and her mom sitting outside the truck. We're going to meet Jean and Jackie. Jean is the mom. I got a DUI vibe right here. Did you guys get that?
At the very least.
Yeah? I don't know. I thought maybe head trauma at first, but then, like, she's wearing snakeskin pants, which is never a good sign. She's like, oh, my head. Oh, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm going to throw up. Blah. And here comes Jack. He's like, hey, what happened? And Jackie, who's the little girl, I think she was about 8 or 9, she's like, we got a little problem. My mom's car won't start. So Jack gets the car started, and then out of nowhere, Jean pops up, and she's like, get away from my daughter, you fucker, and starts chasing him around. In the meantime, Jackie sees the sea bag that is being carried classic Incredible Hulk style.
I thought the mom was a sea bag.
Yeah.
She was. And she's like, hey, what are these? His dog tags are on it. She's like, can I have them? He's like, yeah, whatever, kid. Gets the car started, gets them back up and on the road. He's like, all right, I guess you're just going to leave me out here in the fucking snow. I guess I'll just keep walking then. Thanks. You're welcome for getting your fucking car started.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to freeze to death out here, you fuckers. Keeps walking, gets, I don't know, another mile or so down the road. I don't know where he was going. I assume he knew somebody in that area.
Sure.
I would hate to think he just said, hey, why not Vermont?
Right.
Yeah.
Because why not Southern California? That seems like a much more, at least there you can get away with board shorts and stuff, you know? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. Pretty soon another dude rolls up and he's like, hey, bro, you want to get in? Yeah, sure. So he hops in with this other dude. They get headed down the road. They get pulled over by some cops. And the dude bro was like, hey, you ever been to jail? And he's like, no. You? He's like, oh, no. So the guy, the driver, kills the cop.
Not Brian Dennehy.
Not Brian Dennehy, random cop. And then gets out and basically right before the cop dies, he gets one round off and manages to clip Jack and basically put him down. The dude throws his gun at like in the vicinity of Jack, and then thus we're gonna be jumping all over the place here, boys. From there, we cut to basically Jack being accused of the murder of the police officer, him going to trial. We get a lot of like Gulf War flashbacks, a lot of like jump cuts, like to and from like the trial. He had severe head trauma. He can't be held accountable. We get like a commanding officer in there testifying for him. We get a bunch of other dudes like, he's got violent tendencies and he's a war veteran. So basically, to make a long story short, they find him guilty by reason, or not guilty by reason of insanity, but the judge sentences him to like an interminable stay at a mental institution until a time when he's. I don't think he was ever getting out. Really. Probably not. No. Mm-hmm. So now we cut to this depressing ass mental institution that seems like it's on like the street. It seems like it's right above a coffee shop, right?
Yeah, but you just get to lounge around in a robe and
I'm down.
You get drugs and TV.
I'm down.
What more do you need?
If I can get a PlayStation, sold. PlayStation?
They could probably work it out.
Dude, I'll do a PlayStation 3. I'm down with that, you know? PlayStation 2, probably not. Give me at least a 3. But yeah, that's about the gist of it. They book him into this place, straitjacket, lots of narcotics. They basically keep him sedated. He's in and out of consciousness. And then one night, he wakes up in the middle of the night, and a bunch of orderlies just jump him, inject him with some shit, and wheel him down to the basement. From there, we're going to meet our Dr. Becker, played by Chris Christopherson.
Yeah. Whistler himself.
Mr. Whistler. Goddamn, do I love me some Chris Christopherson. Mm-hmm. I feel like he needs to have a sawed-off shotgun underneath a trench coat at all times.
Absolutely.
Just because he's Chris Christopherson. Yeah. He's like, well, you know what? He's like, I don't belong here. I don't know. I don't believe it. And he's like, well, we're both here, and now this is what's happening. So they put him in. They refer to it as a straitjacket, but it's more of like a restraint cocoon, because it's like a full body situation with like a weird nose piece, and it goes all the way around his legs.
An open throat.
Yeah, I don't know what the open throat was about. What are you going to do with my throat?
Right.
The crux of the whole setup is to make the patient feel like they're back in the womb.
Okay.
You could have thrown some warmth in there.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Vaseline.
Is there not a pussy available in this place? Yeah. You want me back in there? I'll go back in. But basically, they sedate him, put him in this cocoon thing, put him on a metal, I don't know, it's like a drawer, the kind that you would find in like a morgue.
Yeah.
And then they lock him in the drawer, and then they leave him there for an distinguished amount of time. Now, in this first sequence, basically all he does is have a bunch of Gulf War flashbacks. Mm-hmm. They pull him out, and they're like, holy shit, he's still awake. Look at that fucking guy. Okay, great. So now we get like another round of sedatives, and we meet a very interesting character called Rudy, who's played by Daniel Craig. Mm-hmm. A very young, not so pockmarked Daniel Craig. Right. Daniel Craig...
Late life acne, apparently.
Whatever happened to that dude? I don't know. I like to think that he was shot with like a shotgun. Had
salt round.
Something, just peppered him real nice. And he's unstable, and I got like a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest vibe here for a little bit. Somewhat, I would say harmless, but just very enthusiastic. Hey, good to meet you. I felt like he was trying to sell a car or something like that, but he's like, hey, good to meet you. Hey, my name's Rudy. Good to meet you. Yeah, okay.
Door-to-door salesman.
Yeah, exactly. Just high energy and just manic all the time. And kind of dressed like he was in a bowling league from the mid 1960s or something like that. He's like, okay, well, great. Yeah, okay. So everything's kind of, as cool as you can get in a mental institution for a little while. From there, we get our next episode, where, again, they jump him in the middle of the night, Jack, of course, trank him, take him back down to the metal drawer, inject him with whatever the fuck they do, put him in the cocoon thing, and slide him back in there. More Gulf War flashbacks, but this time we're going to jump to a truck stop, I think, or like a late-night diner in the middle of, I don't know.
Vermont?
Some snowy fucking place. I wasn't going to say it, buddy, but thank you very much. And all of a sudden, he's just standing out there, and he's got like some decent clothes on, and he looks like he's doing okay, and he's like, hey, all right, I'm outside of this truck stop diner, and here I am. Pretty soon, out walks Keira Knightley, and she is a waitress there, and she hops into... Now, the motor vehicles here play a pertinent part. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the part is, other than to say that one is good and one is bad. At this point, she hops in what appears to be a busted-up Isuzu Rodeo, I think. Some kind of a shitbox SUV. She hops in it. It's late at night. She drives right past Jack, kind of gives him the eye for a second, slams on the brake, throws it in reverse, goes back, and she's like, hey, it's Christmas. Do you have somewhere to be? And he's like, I was in a metal drawer 30 seconds ago. I don't think so. She's like, look around, it's Christmas, and you're outside of a truck stop. Okay, I'll get in with you. So he hops in with her.
Very trusting girl.
Yeah, especially for looking the way she does. But it kind of sort of makes sense later on down the road. So he hops in with her. They go back to her shit-stained apartment. It's a fuck story, basically. She is a train wreck. We find out that her mother fell asleep with a cigarette in her mouth and basically burned herself to death and caught the whole house on fire, and she was an orphan after that. Telling that story obviously sends her right into a hot bath where she needs to smoke more cigarettes and be naked in the hot bath.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good place to smoke your cigarettes based upon her upbringing.
I mean, not a fire hazard.
Exactly.
Was there any drapes by the...
There's not a toaster anywhere near here, is there? So, and this is, again, Keira Knightley, and she's naked in the bath, which is pretty hot. And Keira Knightley looks pretty good when she's, like, in this weird burnout mode, I thought. Difference being, so I often harken back to Domino, which was a shit movie, I thought. But Keira Knightley had some hot scenes in it, but she had short hair.
Yeah.
Here we have, again, Keira Knightley in another burnout, but this time she has long hair. Long hair, Keira Knightley, much hotter than short hair. British.
I liked her domino hair.
You like domino hair?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just Mickey Rourke that fucked that movie off.
Cyberpunk kind of vibe to it.
Sure. But this time she's like smoking cigarettes in the bathtub while Jack's like trying to like bed down on the couch. She wakes up, he's vanished. He wakes up, he's back in the metal drawer. Before he wakes up, he starts poking. He does what I would do, and that's like snooping around her apartment just to see what I could find.
Looking for panties.
Looking for panties to sniff, maybe a loose debit card or something of that nature. Do some Amazon shopping. What he finds is his old dog tags. What the shit? So he's like, hey, how did you get my dog tags? And she's like, what? No, those aren't yours. Those are Jack Stark's dog tags. He's like, I am Jack Stark's. And she's like, no, you're not. And he's like, yes, I am. She's like, Jack Stark's died in 1993. He's like, it's 1992 right now, you fucker. And she's like, no, it's 2007. Oh, fuck!
Dun, dun, dun.
We just did like a whole time. He did the time warp again, but he didn't put his hand on his hip or do a skip to the right like he's supposed to. He didn't dip to the left. Come on, man. Keep up with me here. Anyway, he's like, what the fuck? And then he wakes up back in the metal drawer. They pull him out again. He's like, dude, I just went to 1997. Now we're going to catch up with another doctor there. Her name is Dr. Mackenzie, and she is played by Jennifer Jason Leigh. This is... I don't know how I feel about Jennifer Jason Leigh. I feel like I could beat off to her in Single White Female. Before she got the the Koopa Troopa, the Koopa Troopa haircut. Yeah. Prior to that, I felt like she was pretty hot because she was like chasing Steven Weber around and sucking his dick and stuff. There's another movie called Miami Heat where she gets down with Alec Baldwin, quite regular.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. But then we cut to...
She's railed out by Damone.
Damone was such a scumbag.
Hey, Stacy, how about some tea?
Yeah.
Spot on Damone impersonation.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
This movie, not so much spankable, I would say. She plays like a turtleneck sweater wearer, if that brings any vibes to you. She's like, hey man, what? I noticed Dr. Becker's taking you down to the old basement there. What's going on there? He's like, I don't even know anymore. We get some more more like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest drama with him and the rest of the nutsacks and Daniel Craig. One segment that I really liked was the Organization for the Organized bit.
Yes.
Which I would love to be a part of. Clearly, I will not be accepted into the Organization for the Organized. If there was like a organization for the...
Disorganized?
Trying really hard parents group or a borderline alcoholics group, that's me. That's more my
Not only a member, you're also the president.
That's right.
Effective immediately. That's all well and good. So from there, for some reason... this is all going to make sense in the end. You just got to bear with me. We're going to follow Dr. Kenzie around for a second. She is caring for a friend's son named Babbitt. Babbitt is unresponsive and has no real motor functions other than to sometimes like high-five people and hold hands. Just hang out with that for a second. It's going to make sense in a minute. But if you're watching, you'll notice that Babbitt is the same kid that shot Jack in the head in Iraq. Same actor. I'm sure that makes sense to somebody.
Didn't catch it.
Or why. It doesn't really kind of connect the dots at the end, but it's the same dude. I guess it could theoretically be the same kid from Iraq because Jack shot him, right? Or somebody shot him. I don't know. But that's interesting. Dr. Kenzie is trying to, like... She's like the... there was an American Horror Story analogy that I was going to try to make, but the names have completely...
Abort!
Just never mind.
Hit the eject button.
She's trying to like get to the bottom of what the hell Becker's doing in the basement, but nobody's really talking and nobody can really figure it out. And at this point, Jack Starks thinks that he's just as crazy as everybody else because he thinks he's time traveling all of a sudden. All right, that's creepy. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So from there, he gets, again, sedated, shoved back in the drawer, goes back to 1997. This time, he just, again, happens to pop right back up. 2007. He, again, pops up right in front of the gas station, or the truck stop diner, walks inside, and again, we have Keira Knightley. This time, she's wearing a name tag because she works there. Wouldn't you know, it's Jackie. Okay, if this is 2007 and that's Jackie and I'm still in the same part of town, that's probably the little girl that I helped 1,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. Okay, in a second this is going to get really weird and maybe pedophilic and kind of...
especially at the end.
A little bit there, maybe, I don't know. He spends some quality time with Jackie. She does some research because she remembers Jack Starks and knows that he probably didn't kill the police officer. Okay, great, makes sense. Did some research on the subject. They sit down and smoke a bunch of cigarettes and have some coffee. And this is where we kind of get the wherewithal of what we're doing. So Jack knows that he dies New Year's Day, 1993. Back in 1992, where he's still sleeping in a drawer, where all coked up or whatever, he knows he has about 4 days to live. And at some point, he's going to vanish from 2007 and go back there when they pull him out of the drawer. So he's got about 4 days to figure out how he dies and hopefully somehow can avoid that topic altogether. All right, righteous. I'm with you so far. From there, they decide to do a little Scooby-Doo work. So first place they go is back to the mental institution where Jack was incarcerated. They talk to Dr. Kenzie, who's now like the chief of staff there, and she's like, "Oh my God, you look just like Jack Starks." And they're like, "Yeah, that's my uncle." And so, yeah, how did he die exactly? Head trauma. Okay, how? Nobody remembers. Suddenly, all of a sudden, so very conspiratorial. All of a sudden, they do some more. All of a sudden, nobody remembers Dr. Becker either. So that's a whole other thing. They get to poking around. One of the guards that was repeatedly jumping him is now an inmate there. So that's a whole other thing. He takes her down after they talk to Jennifer Jason Leigh. We find out that... Oh, God. Okay, so... she mentions that he told her how to fix Babek. So, okay, how did he figure that out? I don't know. How did I figure that out? He doesn't know. But, okay, fair enough. And she's like, hey, how did I figure that out, by the way? Or, I mean, how did my uncle figure that out? And she's like, I don't know. He just mentioned electroshock therapy, and that just seemed to fix the problem. He's like, okay, good to know. From there, they go down to the basement where the morgue is now, or I guess now they're using it as like dry storage. But back then, it was the morgue / sensory deprivation cocoon situation. And he's like, hey, this is where they stuck me in that drawer. I'm in that drawer right now, but back in 1992. And then that's when the guard comes down, who's now an inmate. And they're like, hey, remember me? You used to stick me in there. And he's like, yeah, you. And then he goes like full fucking Cheswick on him. He's like, I don't know who you are. And so they pull him apart. Here comes another nurse that like separates them. And then right about the time they get out to the car, boom, vanishes. Gets pulled out of the drawer again. Okay, now we're back in 1992. More of the what am I doing here? I don't know, but it's because we just had that conversation with Dr. Kenzie, we're now going to have the past conversation with Dr. Kenzie where he snaps out of it and he's like,
how do you enjoy describing these movies?
I'm burning calories over here, Jason.
Doing pretty well.
Whoa.
Man, if we got Christopher Nolan on the mic tonight,
you fucking well should, and he should be cutting me a paycheck.
You're 7 layers deep in
okay, I'm over here. He comes out of it, and again, there's Dr. Kenzie, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she's like, hey, what the fuck is going on in the basement? And he's like, I don't know. Just go give that. You got a kid on a couch, and he's basically unresponsive. And she's like, how do you know anything about that? Don't ask me. Just give him electroshock therapy. It's going to be like hitting a reset button on his brain because he's having seizures, and he's not really slow or anything like that. He's having seizures. So if you give him the electroshock therapy, it's going to snap him right out of it. She's like, okay, sure. So then, again, he's in and out of consciousness at this point because he's so fucked up and doped up. Again, they hit him with the sedatives, throw him back in the drawer. This time he just shows up in the back seat of Jackie's car. And he's like, yeah, you're that kid that I helped in 1991 or whatever it was. And I guess that's just a big fucking turn on because they
go have sex
back to her place and they have sexual encounters, buddy. That's what they do. Now, is that weird?
Not really.
She's of age at the time.
It's not like he's going back to 91. I know what you look like later.
I'm going to put it in you right now. Yeah. So I guess not really, but at the same... I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But anyway, he ends up banging her, and then they continue on their quest to figure out how he dies. So they got a little, info on Dr. Becker there at the hospital, and then I guess she did some Googling once he vanished the last time. And she's like, okay, I got him figured out. He retired. He went to this little town over here, and he goes to church every Sunday. So they go over there. They stake out the church. They see him walking out, and Jack is like, I'm going to go get in his face right now. So he's like, hey, Dr. Becker. And you can see there's like a scar where Jack hit him that one time. He's like, what? Oh, you look just like the ghost of Jack Starks. And he's like, yeah, I do, because I'm his nephew, and I'm back to fuck with you. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, what did I say the very last time you took me out of that drawer? And I guess he gave him 3 names. And he's like, yeah, you fucker, those 3 guys. So... and then all of a sudden he gets lightheaded, and then they put him back in the car as she starts driving off, and boom, vanishes again. Wakes up back in 1992. Snaps out of it again. He's like, oh shit, okay. Now what am I going to do? Right before he vanished, he asked Jackie what her address was. So, okay, she's like, okay, back in 1992, okay, I think I remember it. She gives him the address. It's like 2940 Oakdale or whatever. So now we cut back to 1992. Snaps out of it again. Dr. Kenzie is there, and he's like, look, you tried the electroshock therapy on Bebek? She's like, yes. Did it work? Yes. Okay, do you think I might know what I'm talking about now? And she's like, yes. How can I help? And he's like, I don't know, but I'm going to die in 4 days from blunt force head trauma, so I would like that not to happen, but I don't know that I can stop it, so there's one thing I would like to do before I die of blunt force head trauma. She's like, okay, what do you want to do?
I'd like to go see my preteen girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah. Where is the nearest preschool?
Oh, my God.
So she's like, okay, I'll help you. She takes him to the address where he walks in and finds 8-year-old Jackie and her spun monkey mom. And
you're going to like me when you get older.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's weirder when he goes back to see her when she's younger. Like, I don't think it's weirder when she's of age.
Right.
But, like he runs his hand across her hair.
Yeah, that was...
And I'm thinking... Is this guy just thinking, yeah, I fucked that.
She's going to suck it at some point.
Oh, that is your natural hair.
You turned out to be one hell of a lot lizard.
The carpet will match the drapes, by the way.
Yeah.
He goes back to her house, and he's written this very long letter to her mom, and he goes in and he's like, hi, yeah, remember me? I fixed your car. And she's like, oh, my God, yeah, you're that one guy. I still got your dog tags. And he's like, yeah, I know you do. He comes in, wakes her mom up from whatever fucking hangover with her snakeskin pants. She comes down, she's like, what do you want, you fucker? And she starts smoking cigarettes again. He's like, look, just take this letter. You can read it after I leave. I don't care. Just I'm going to leave now and try not to fuck up your daughter. And there was like a pet name. It was like Petal or something like that.
Petal. Keep
calling her Petal. She likes it when you call her that. And she's like, how could you possibly know that? And then he gets back in the car with Dr. Kenzie and they leave.
Meanwhile, he's a pedophile.
A pedophile. Hey, yo. Very cool. They drive back to the hospital. While they're driving, Jean, Jackie's mom, reads the letter, and she's like, we get like a quick little voiceover here. He's like, hey, at some point you're going to get hammered, fall asleep with a cigarette in your mouth. It's going to burn the whole fucking house down. You're going to die. And your daughter's going to grow up to be a train wreck just like you. If you don't want that, then quit being a train wreck. And then that like snaps everything into focus for Jean. She goes out there and does like the forehead nose sniff of the daughter, which means I'm done fucking up my life, apparently. You see the forehead nose sniff a lot, where you got to hold it for like 14 seconds, though. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So that's great. Now we're going to cut back to the hospital where Jack he's got there, and Dr. Kenzie's like, okay, come on out. We got to put you back in the hospital before anybody notices. He gets out and slips on some fucking ice and bashes his fucking head against the concrete. And that is the most lackluster kill / ending of a movie. What? I don't know, man.
Yeah, the whole time we're guessing how this blunt force
somebody
trauma
hit him
to the head comes about.
You know?
No, he's just clumsy.
He's just a He's just a clumsy fuck. And
he's a bit of an ice-hole.
Yeah, that's what it is. A Fargan ice-hole. The blood starts coming out, and Kenzie's like, oh no, we gotta get to the hospital. You're right here. So he's like, no, don't stop. You just got to put me back in the drawer there. So he's like, okay, well, shit, don't mind CPR. We're right here,
don't
literally.
Mind putting a rag on that.
At a hospital. No, just wrap him up and stick him in a drawer, even though he's still alive. They shove him in the drawer. Again, he wakes up in now alternate 2007, where he is again standing outside of the truck stop. This time with blood coming like out of his head. And it's daytime this time. And out walks Keira Knightley / Jackie. And this time she gets into a VW Beetle.
Mm-hmm. And she's got hospital scrubs on.
Hospital scrubs. She just starts driving off and she sees him. And she's like, hey man, you're fucking bleeding right there. And I'm driving to a hospital. You want to go? And he's like, yeah, why not?
Even in an alternate universe, she's still a little too easy.
You know what? I'm all smiles. Yeah, I'll go with you. So he hops in her VW Beetle, and off they go to the hospital, and halfway down the road, her Nokia flip phone rings, and it's her mom, and she's like, hi, Mom. Yeah, just going to work. Okay, bye. And they're all happy, and he's just all smiles, and that's pretty much the end of your movie. What'd you guys think of The Jacket?
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'd never seen this one before.
These movies fuck with my head so much, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, anytime I try to actually analyze these fucking paradoxical time loop, changing the reality of the future, it just starts messing. I go into meltdown mode.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm like, he can't change any of these things, but yet he can change the outcome of the mother-daughter relationship. It just really starts making my head swell.
Yeah, why not just change, get some snow boots. Get some, hey, watch your fucking step.
Yeah.
Tell yourself, hey, when you get out of the car, be careful. There it is.
Or, I'm not going to get you out of this car here. We're going to go up a little further.
Yeah. Hey, how about some ice melt?
Or why did Jennifer Jason Leigh even keep that a secret? Like, how did he get the blunt force trauma to the head?
Nobody remembers.
Slipped on the ice.
Well, to be fair, I think she took him to that chick's house illegally. Like, they weren't supposed to leave the hospital. Mm-hmm. But she did that, so now there's a little bit of a cover-up there.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
So maybe she'd been denying that he was outside. The
Exactly.
whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I thought it was a good show, man. I like it. Very mind-bendy, time loopery kind of things.
Not too horror.
No, more like paranormal drama, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
Butterfly effect with a hint of
less coochie,
kitty porn,
more coochie, more or less coochie. I don't know. I dug it. What I really dug was the part where they catch Chris Christopherson coming out of church, and he's like, "Well," he's all old and senile now, and he mentions the 3 names, and he's like, "Yeah, we all haunt you now. We all haunt you."
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering is if the other dude, I'm assuming those other 3 names are other dudes that he put in the drawer, and maybe now they're all coming back, like as future ghosts.
I think it just
or
means
whatever.
that metaphorically they haunt him because he knows he is to blame for their death.
Sure, you can't stick people in a drawer, dude. I've tried.
Yeah.
My kids hate it when I do that.
Well, you got to cut them up first.
You got to at least, hey, there's candy in there.
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the jacket. Why don't we take us a little break? We'll do some other stuff, yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
roommates. If you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy. Well, dudes, if I was ever shoved into a straitjacket cocoon and put into a drawer, I would like to go back to 1994, I think. Really, it would just be me getting my ass kicked in high school.
Yeah.
But it would still be way more rad than today because I would have Sega Genesis.
Nice.
And cassette tapes.
Nice.
And I wouldn't have to worry about...
And homework.
that I never fucking did. So who gives a shit? Why not 1994, man? That's what I say.
I was 2 years graduated.
Look at you,
Wow.
you old fart.
I was in my senior year.
I think I was a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken.
You damn whippersnappers.
I know. I graduated 96. So, yeah. The upstart over here.
Yeah.
Young bucks.
That's me. You guys ready to get into a meat hook?
You bet.
Yeah.
Three on a meat hook.
This week's meat hook. Top 3 war horror movies. Horrors of war, as I put it. Jason, what do you got at number 3?
Oh, I believe this is the title of it. The Bunker.
Okay.
Was that the one kind of zombie flick set in like a World War II bunker type setting?
Yeah. Yes. That's a good show. I
Yeah,
like
it was
that
good.
one. Yeah.
It's probably my one of my least favorite horror subgenres.
Okay.
Yeah, it really had to scrape to come up with something for this.
Why is it your least favorite?
I don't know. I think
just not into it.
I just don't think I dig on war movies in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, how about number 3?
Overlord.
Okay. I like Overlord as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't... Okay, it's World War II.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting quote-unquote Germans. You refuse to show a swastika or call them Nazis.
Yes.
Right.
How does that make sense to anybody?
It's the new
PC
version of World War II.
Okay. Those angry Europeans and their fascist views on people of different religious beliefs. It's a good show, but at a certain point that became a bit of a distraction to me. You know what I mean? You've got Hans Himmler and Heinrich Glugenstein, but we can't make any references to Nazi Germany?
No, you can't.
Come on, man. All right, fair enough. My number 3 is a movie called Exit Humanity. Have you guys seen this one?
Nope.
Civil War. At the end of the Civil War, zombie apocalypse.
Nice.
Pretty good show. We have Bill Moseley as a crazed Confederate general.
I can see that.
Who is trying to rehabilitate the zombies into Confederate soldiers. We have one Union soldier whose unit was decimated, and he's just trying to get back to his wife during all this nonsense.
Hey, this movie, and I hope this was a fucking movie tagline, that this time the South really will rise again.
It's a pretty heavy movie. I don't know that they went that cheeky with it, but they fucking well should have.
Yeah. I mean, that's gold.
That's money in the bank right there. Why not use that one? It's a pretty good show if you guys haven't seen it. It's worth checking out. How about number 2, J-Bo?
Overlord for me.
Okay.
I have the same hang up about the movie as you, but once I just get over that fact.
Yeah.
Sure. It's still a pretty good
It's a great
show.
movie.
Damn fun movie.
Sure.
And the opening of it is just loud and thunderous. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. What's Kurt Russell's son? Wyatt?
Yeah,
Russell?
Wyatt Russell?
Great job.
Yeah.
He's. I don't know why we haven't seen him pop up in more things, like in the action genre.
Yeah,
maybe
he's
we
great.
have. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. But
Well, here's hoping to an Escape from New York's
7
reboot.
Sure.
With Wyatt
Snail
Russell.
Plissken.
Snail.
Right on. Buddy, how about number 2, big guy?
This one, I don't know if this quite qualifies, but Army of the Dead, because there's mercenaries that were in it. So
Sure, yeah. There's a nuke also.
I was leaning towards that, too.
I thought about that one.
Yeah.
I thought about it. It's a good show. I love that one. I don't know if I'd call that a war movie.
But once I started dipping my toe into like mercenaries and just small groups of mercenaries and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, well now I got to bring in Predator,
right?
Aliens.
Yeah. Speaking of small groups of mercenaries,
look at this motherfucker over here.
Judge me.
I mean, I don't know. It's got Nazis in it, and they call them Nazis.
Oh,
I'm talking about Outpost.
I thought you were going to say like Dead Snow.
No,
I did not see that coming.
I'm going with.
Thank you.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm going with the first Outpost. I think that was the best. I'm not mad at Black Sun or Rise of the Spetsnaz, but I think the first one was probably the best. I don't know that I call this a war movie because there was no actual conflict taking place during the movie, but involved undead Nazis, which has to do with World War II.
For
so
sure.
I feel like I can kind of shoehorn that in.
We'll
nicely.
allow it. The judges have determined we'll allow it.
Okay. Thank you very much, judges. I appreciate it.
It's actually a fun movie.
It is. I like it a lot.
I like it pretty good.
Fucking when the Nazis come up, they are not fucking around. And they don't need guns. They will stab the living piss out of you.
The best part about that movie is getting it from the dollar store.
You got it from the dollar store?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to get mine off of Amazon for $17.
Oh, jeez.
God damn it. Jason, what's number 1?
Dog Soldiers.
Okay, sure. More of a training op situation than an actual war, but they're soldiers,
right?
As the name insinuates.
Yes.
I've always pondered, and this situation shows up whenever we're dealing with the training of an elite military unit. They give you the dog. You have to kill the dog to prove your loyalty, and then you have to wonder: do they really want me to kill the dog to prove my loyalty, or do they want me to prove my humanity by not killing the dog? So what was that?
Damn conundrums.
The Kingsman, same thing.
Yep.
Gave him a dog, kill it? No, okay, no, all right.
Yep.
I would probably not. I can't kill a dog, man. I could kill the shit out of a cat. Give me a cat, I'll kill that fucker.
Yeah, swinging around by his tail.
If you guys got a cat you want to get rid of, right here. I'll take care of it for you.
Right.
Dog, no can do. Right on, buddy. How about number 1?
The Keep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I just don't like the look of the monster.
Yeah.
Or whatever that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
It basically looked like Uncle Frank on steroids. If he was made by like the Fisher Price Company.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
It looked like if you took Uncle Frank and made him completely out of foam rubber and gave him the Incredible Hulk treatment.
All right.
Like a big, jacked, skinless dude. But he looked very much NCAA mascot to me. So, I don't know. I like the Nazis. I like the Nazi relic situation. I like the good Nazi and the bad. Well, I mean, nobody likes Nazis, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just don't like with the big reveal and that big stupid foam thing came out and he's like, okay, that's kind of silly. That thing is kind of silly looking. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. My number 1, a movie that we recently discovered here on the show that I've watched several times since we actually dug deep on it. Below.
Oh, yeah.
No, technically an American submarine, and, I don't want to ruin it for you. Zach Galifianakis, Bruce Greenwood, that guy that's in every other movie. I don't know his name. He was in Creepshow 2. He played a Native American. That guy. Other people in there. Great show. The ghost ship, the blowing up of the hospital ship.
Yeah, it was good.
And then the ghost stuff that happens on the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
Really like that one. That's like a sleeper hit for me, I think, is Below. That is our meat hook there for the weekend, mates. Top 3 war horror movies. I would also like to put a honorable mention on a movie called Death Watch. You guys seen that?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Stars Andy Serkis. World War I trench line. Haunted. Later on, you find out there's some other shit going on. Things they do with barbed wire in that movie. Really jack some people up. Yeah, no good.
Sounds good then.
Wow.
No good. I tell you that right now. We would like to know what your top 3 war horror movies are. Get us your meat hooks by next week if you have time. Just go to paddedroompodcast.com. Hit the Contact Us link. It'll take you right there. Or if you just want to drop a regular email, mail@paddedroompodcast.com. Get you right over to us. We'll read your top 3 war horror movies on the air here. In the meantime, it's Terradome time, gentlemen.
Yeah.
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'll leave it naked and my worst dream come true.
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Welcome to the Terradome.
First, last week's winner. Singles competition closing out the Asylum Conference. We had Albrun, the witch from Hagazusa, versus Annie Wilkes from Misery. The Americans' harassment was relentless. Dead animals on the porch, loud noises in the night, childish at best. It wasn't until the attempted arson that Albrun decided to act. The signs from the forest told her what she needed and what sacrifices were necessary. The vengeance of the trees was swift and deadly. Annie Wilkes was never heard from again. With a vote of 5-2, Albrun advances over Annie Wilkes.
Wow.
You always got to go with the supernatural element over just the crazy person, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know? What is she going to... It's a witch. You're not gonna harass her over her unfinished novels. She doesn't give a shit. You're not going to smash her ankles. She will... I'm not going to ruin the movie because I know neither one of you guys have seen it. But Albrun sinks to some lows and does some really despicable shit to enact the witchcraft and completely wreck the village. I will just leave it at that. Let's get into this week's matchup, shall we? We are in now the Inferno Conference, round 1, singles competition. As usual, inmates, bear with me. I am not much of a writer. The curse of the chosen was a life of constant unrest, fleeing from one country to another, hopping continents like they were stepping stones in a stream, all the while running and hiding from the collectors. This particular chosen took refuge in the dark forests of the Romanian Carpathians. Small villages along the way, excellent places to hide, as well as cave encampments. In the years it took the collector to sniff him out, he'd found ruins of an old abandoned convent, a holy place that might offer some protection. While the convent had been heavily damaged during the Second World War, there was a more nefarious reason for its abandonment. Long ago, one of the sisters had made a pact with a demon. The place was cursed. Ever since, and the dark entity calling itself Valak remained. Singles competition, we have the Collector from Demon Knight versus Valak from the Nun. What do you guys think of this one?
Oh, boy.
I'm taking the Collector because he has a personality, and Valak does not. The Collector is fun. What do you guys think?
I'm going Collector.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason?
Valak.
Okay. Mind you, the Collector can raise an army of demons. They all have, like, hoop earrings and top-knot ponytails.
But then it's not a one-on-one battle.
I'm just saying, that's in his wheelhouse. He can do that.
Valak.
Okay, Valak it is. That's your Terror Dome matchup for the weekend, mates. It's the Collector from Demon Knight versus Valak from the Nun. Get us your votes by next week if you can, inmates. Mental health hotline is, of course, area code 775-387-0275, or just go to paddedroompodcast.com. There is a myriad of different ways to get a hold of us over there. In the meantime, we must now tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At?
What are you looking at?
Yeah, buddy. I watched the first season of Twisted Metal. You guys get a chance to check this out yet or no?
No, sir.
Action comedy, I'd call it. More comedy than action, but it's a pretty funny show. It's worth watching. You don't have to be a video game Twisted Metal doofus to get it. But if you are, you'll notice a lot of name-dropping little Easter eggs here and there. It's fun. It's a fun time, I would say.
Yeah.
It took me all week to get through that.
Nice.
Because my life is a mess, Jason. And that's all I'm looking at. What do you got, big guy?
I watched Candy Corn from 2019.
Okay.
What to
It
say
sounds
about it?
familiar. It
Not
sounds
as good. It is way better produced than its story is good.
Okay.
Like it's just kind of slow at points. It just doesn't present itself well. But like cinematography, the score, even some of the acting. You've got, of course, cameos by Tony Todd's in there.
Of course.
You've got who's that damn dwarf from 31?
Oh,
is it Sexhead?
No,
Sexhead.
it's
Deathhead.
No,
Pedro something.
Yeah, Pedro something. He's Spanish. Little
Anyway,
Nazi
he's
guy.
one of the heads.
Okay, one of the heads.
Not a Nazi in this.
Okay.
You've also got I forget her name. She plays maybe Annie from Halloween.
Oh, PJ Souls.
Yes, she's in there with like 3 words.
Perfect.
But yet she's on screen. It's kind of weird. I mean, they paid her to be there.
Sure.
Apparently, you've got to pay her more to speak.
Okay. And I'm sure she is prominently featured on all the posters.
So it's not bad. It just didn't have a lot of payoff.
Okay.
But I really like, kind of all things, the score. It had a very John Carpenter feel to the music, even though it wasn't really synth.
Okay.
Just kind of the tone of the music.
Sure.
It really felt like they took a lot of inspiration from Halloween in a way.
I would imagine.
Especially getting PJ Souls on there. So.
I mean.
And other than that, the only other thing is watching the current season of What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
So
happy so far with it?
Good, yeah. Good season so
right.
far. Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right.
That's it.
Buddy?
I got to check out My Friend Dahmer again.
You watched it again?
Yeah, I watched it again.
I
like it. So.
I'm starting to worry about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you, buddy. That's a little alarming.
Yeah,
Well, and his friend.
Yeah, and Distorted. Not that great of a movie.
I was looking at that. No? You say no?
It's okay. I mean, it's all right.
All right. Well, I mean, if you're just giving it an all right, I'll probably pass.
Yeah, I give it like 4.
A 4 out of what?
10.
Oh.
Yeah.
120.
114.
Yeah. Good
all
cast. Right. I was just disappointed.
That's what I was thinking, is that it looks pretty good. But all right. Right on. That's all we're looking at. How about some immersion therapy then, amigos?
Mm-hmm.
Immersion therapy.
Can we get Vincent D'Onofrio a movie where he's not a complete psychopath?
Right.
I don't think we can. He's always going to play a sicko.
He's great at it, though.
He is. The Cell, Full Metal Jacket. Daredevil, Strange Days. This one, obviously, Chained. Dude, I mean, he's just an imposing figure, number one. Number two, he just plays such a fucking psycho.
But then he's like, hasn't he been like a cop on like CSI or something?
He was a cop in Strange Days. Yeah, he was a cop in Strange Days.
But still a lunatic.
Still a lunatic. Killed a rapper and started a Second World War, or a Civil War, I guess. I don't know. It's a whole ass thing. Yeah. Here he is again, playing another side. This is a hard watch, dude. Yeah. You know? And then it's especially, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but when you find out what really went down with the extended family, oh, fuck off, man.
That kid did a great job.
Sure, but he was basically a dog for his whole life. Yeah. Finally gets out and finds out that he was meant to be a dog his whole life. Fucking fuck.
Yeah.
That's rough, dude. That is rough.
It was pretty good, though.
It was.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I couldn't believe how into it I was.
Yeah, no,
I was really surprised, like, how much I was looking forward to seeing the payoff.
Sure.
Yeah. I did call it, though. I called it except for that extended family bit.
Okay.
But the whole bit with the girl that gets called over.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Okay.
Especially with all of his studies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's reminds me a lot of Black Phone if
oh, yeah.
Black Phone didn't have a black phone. If there was like a purple phone that just never rang.
Non-existent black phone.
Non-existent black phone, I think it would be. And that would really suck for the kid. So that's basically what it boils down to. Good show, I would say. We're talking about Chained from 2012. It was streaming on Tubi. Not a bad show if you don't mind some kid stuff. There is some kid stuff here, and I think the worst part about it is the mom stuff that happens kind of in front of the kid. That's in my opinion the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Right on, buddy. What do you got for us this week?
All right, this week let's check out 1980's Terror Train. It's about 3 years after a prank went terribly awry. The 6 college students responsible are targeted by a mass killer at a New Year's Eve party aboard a moving train. Nice. You'll find this gem on Tubi.
Check it out, inmates. We'll do the same.
Tubi
again. So this one was actually sort of loosely remade in 2008, I believe, with Thora Birch. And it had, it was never overtly stated that this was a remake, but basically it was this college wrestling team gets on a train in Eastern Europe, and they basically start getting their organs harvested one by one.
Oh, wow.
Thora Birch, of course, is the only one to survive, but one of the chicks, it had one of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen in a while. One of the chicks, one of the wrestling athletes, gets her arms and legs broke, and then she just kind of gets carried off the train by some mercenaries, I guess. And there's no allusions as to what they're going to do to her, but you know exactly what they're going to do to her. That was pretty rough, because she's like screaming and kicking, but her arms and legs are broken, so she can't really fight them off. And they're all like cheering and high-fiving each other as they carry her off the train. That's kind of fucked, man. That's bad news.
Damn.
All right, check that shit out, inmates. We'll do the same and compare notes next week. But now you must educate me.
Educating Miss Monica.
First, my clues from last week. Well, I am a eccentric high school girl. Not
on the weekends, at least.
Only on the weekends. Yeah. Not all that attractive and kind of a snatch, really.
Agreed and agreed.
But I do have some very ambitious ideas for some of the boys in my class and my kid's sister, who's got I think tuberculosis or something like that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fuck somebody on my period. And then I'm going to knock out the cunty girl next door and give my sister a lung transplant in my shady garage lean-to surgical suite.
Who are you? You're Darian Brock.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Look out.
Another weekend.
Look out, Genevieve. I'm coming for you. I am, of course, Excision, inmates. Have you guys seen Excision?
I don't believe so.
No.
It is a wacky
Sounds
fucking
hilarious.
movie. It's. I would say it's Napoleon Dynamite if it was a horror movie.
All right.
And with some tits and a period. And there's
Yep, bring me my machete.
gosh, I'm gonna get this girl's lungs. What are you doing, Kip? It's interesting. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Who might I be this week, you ask? Well, I am an anthropologist, and a colleague of mine just made a startling discovery down in the Amazon, and I am now part of an expedition to get to the bottom of this. I got to get on a boat, I got to get on a plane, then I got to get on another boat, then I got to rent a third boat from a shady riverboat captain. From there, we got to go deep down into the Amazon, where there is a certain body of water that we must investigate. God damn if there isn't something in the water that has taken a sudden liking to my girlfriend and is now fucking shit up on my little riverboat.
I thought you were going to say fucking her.
Well, that was part of the plan. Luckily, we were able to thwart that part there, buddy. Take it easy on the fish stuff. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week and I will drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Join us next week for John Dies at the End, here in Buddy's Weirdo Time Loop Mindfuck Month in the Padded Room. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. Find out anything you need to know about us. Vote on the Terror Dome. Check out the Meat Hook. You can submit yours there also. Contact us. Drop us an email. You can do that right there. We also have a Patreon campaign running. Just hit the link there or go to support.paddedroompodcast.com. That's a fucking mouthful. It'll take you right there. We got prize tiers and all that stuff. Whatever you need, just go to paddedroompodcast.com. Snoop around. Find all of Tony's pictures of me and Buddy jerking each other
All
off.
the links to the other stuff are right there.
It's right there. Everything you need is right there. All the archive to the old
you
shows.
You can always just say we have a Patreon campaign running. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. It's right there in the fucking menu.
You heard the man. You heard him. You heard him. I'm trying to give like a snapshot of all the stuff they can do there, Jason. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us this week. You guys got anything else?
No.
That's it.
4 fish men that want to fuck my girlfriend. Shady lagoons. Buddy's mindfuck time loop situations that he's in love with all of a sudden. Giant spiders. Dead directors of movies that we know and love. And the Padded Room podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye.
Have a great week.
I want to know how to survive.